Welcome back to another video. In this week's video, a digger comes and digs a hole in our garden. I'm on my way up to the top gate because tomorrow morning the digger is going to arrive and he's going to start to take out this area here at the back of the house. So this is all going to be excavated. You can see I dug a little trench just there, so that's 5 meters from the edge of this wall out that way. And this is all going to be excavated. So the digger and my contractor are coming tomorrow morning at 8 AM and they're going to access the land from the top gate, which you might have seen in a previous video. I built a sort of temporary pallet gate. I'm just going to take that down and put up a temporary lean-to sort of fence, so in the morning they can just move that to one side. And they're not wasting time dismantling the gate, and then once they've left I will put it back up, I think, because it works quite well. Let's do it. The day I try and dismantle the gate seems to be the same day that the ants are flying all over the place. So it's just turned 6 p.m. and just finished work for the day. Normally I wouldn't arrange to have builders or contractors here while I'm working, but the digger man that we've used is quite hard to get a hold of. So he came today, which is actually a Portuguese holiday, and my contractor told me that he did have plans with his wife or girlfriend, but he cancelled them to come here. So he's committed, which is good, but obviously I feel a little bit bad that messed up his plans. But anyway, so pretty much started at 8 a.m. the digger came. I was up at 7, took the dog for a walk, came back, and he was here. I led him in and we did a bit of maneuvering to get the digger in. Basically I removed the top gate and that was fine, it came through there quite easily, and then it had to move some of the granite posts that we were using as a planter just to get access. That wasn't too bad, and then he pretty much made himself a road. I had shoveled some dirt down, but obviously it wasn't enough, and he built himself a road so he could access pretty much through here, then came down here where my finger's going, and then came through here. Look how big that mound of dirt is. So you can probably see the tracks in the ground here, and you can probably definitely see that massive mound of dirt and earth. So all of this was here this morning, and underneath that there was loads of granite, some of which is in a pile here, but a lot of the broken up granite was actually taken away. So these external walls were pretty much built on top of bedrock. So beneath my feet here, I mean that there is solid rock. So there are no man-made foundations. The stone walls were built on top of bedrock, which could potentially be an issue. Basically, with these two big openings, the weight of the floor above is now on this corner here, this middle section, and this corner over here, whereas previously the weight was distributed along the whole wall. When we do get a steel beam in there and a steel beam in there, the load will still be transferred, the point load, in these three locations, which means that the rubble stone at the bottom of each of these is going to do a lot of the work. And my contractor has pointed out that he doesn't think that that is a good idea. So the main contractor and engineer are going to come here on Friday just to take a look at this and discuss possible options. So I was told that the granite here was a lot softer than some stuff that they come up against. Apparently the white granite is really difficult to shift, and this is, you can see a sort of sandy colour, so it was a lot softer and a lot easier to break through. And he's levelled out this road, this track basically, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it's a bit of an eyesore at the moment, but now we know that we can drive onto the land if we needed to at some point. Look at the size of these roots. We made sure that he didn't go near this apple tree that we planted. Don't worry, the pomegranate's okay. I did have to move the lime tree out of the way, but I did that yesterday. I mean, the view at the moment is a pile of stone and a pile of earth, but this will be the view from our kitchen, and we'll be able to walk out through some sliding doors onto this patio area. This area over here won't be covered, but the space that I'm standing in and all of this will be covered by a flat roof. So while the digger was digging away, one of the guys was in here, wow, hacking away at this. Wow, that seems like a lot of work for not much gain. But what we're planning to do here is to take out this pretty huge concrete base and the column and replace it with more concrete. If I had known it was going to be this difficult to get out, I would probably maybe done something different. So this will go and it will be replaced by another one which will pick up the steel beam that goes along the top, and I think we will continue the concrete through this. We'll take down some of this wall, continue the concrete, the new concrete, through past this wall, and it will pick up the end of this beam here. So this is the concrete beam that used to be here, has since been removed, but that beam then continues into the other room, and it was only really this beam in this side of the room that was damaged. The beam on the other side was okay, so we decided to keep that. So I managed to cut the two bits of rebar there that was pretty much holding this up. Ow! So just by cutting the rebar saved me nibbling away at all of the concrete here. I can try and do that there as well. Try and take off that bit. That's a lot of rubble. If you've watched previous video, you will have seen that this is a water tank that we converted into a plunge pool. It's not very big, but on the hot days it's nice to get in and cool off. Over the winter it's got a little bit grubby. Algae has grown on most of the surfaces, so I'm going to go give it a clean and hopefully get it ready to go in over the next couple of days. Definitely see where I've scrubbed and where I'm yet to scrub. So hopefully if I can get it all looking like this, should be pretty good. So it's not perfect, but it's definitely better than it was. I've basically just cleaned off all the algae from the side walls, and I'm going to come back once it's dried a little bit and vacuum off the floor. The tank is underneath an apple tree, which is kind of cool, but it does mean that it fills with leaves, apples and twigs and all sorts, so it's quite difficult to keep clean. The pump system that we have does quite a good job. Every now and then, like with most pools, you have to go around with a net and scoop off all the stuff from the surface.